Heidi-ho, Cinema Cycle fans. Today I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Because it's VHS videotape day. We're going old school. Random media generator. Coming to America. The Mafia. Can you say Sopranos? Hey, it's Mafia, an expose coming to America. This is an interesting little tidbit here. I don't expect this to be a very great viewing. It's, I think, a relatively cheap presentation, but I'll tell you why we're watching it. This is part of the VHS collection, which I have here. These are obviously pretty easily found in garage sales and thrift stores. This is part of a set, and back in the day when media was physical, not so much streaming and off of the cloud, you used to have these rather fancy sets of videotapes, and I could show you this one, and maybe I'll post it with the video. It's an actual set. It's like 12 or 8 videotapes, I think, and put together on a shelf they make a tableau of dead bodies and guns. It almost looks like a portrait when you put all the tapes together in sequence. So it's actually presented more for the way it physically looks on the shelf. I've actually kind of perused this collection before, just briefly looking at it, and what this appears to be is a lot of pretty much low-grade video and stuff that's already in the public domain, woven together in a storyline pattern. In this case, a chronological documentary of La Cosa Nostra, the mafia, and how it came to America and how it flourished and what it did and where it is. So it's not going to be like Academy Award fare, put it to you that way. But there used to be a lot of these, especially with a lot of military stuff, a lot of things from the History Channel, a lot of stuff from PBS would be put out on this physical media and made to look actually rather impressive just to look at in your hand. When you actually watched it, though, it's kind of like, it's obviously targeted toward a very specific audience who want to watch this kind of thing. So I'm sure it will be entertaining. I mean, heck, we're seeing organized crime killing people here, I'm sure. But it is a documentary. We all know that I'm all about the documentary. So let's see if we can't see Tony Soprano come to America and start knocking people off to get a piece of the big cheese. Okay, just into this for a couple minutes. This is a 10 episode or a 10 videotape production. This is videotape number 1, which is all we'll be reviewing today. Each videotape is about 45 minutes. Obviously out of the 70s, you can tell by the dress and by the production, it seems pretty low tech with regard to how it's being presented, almost kind of raw video. But curiously, very just off into the very beginning here, they're doing some interviews with FBI people. They're talking about the mafia. He got Rudolph Giuliani when he was a federal prosecutor, before he was mayor of New York and stuff. He has a full head of hair. Very young Rudolph Giuliani talking about the mafia and how he prosecutes it. What a shocker. So this first videotape of this particular box set, I guess you'd call it, obviously lays down the groundwork for organized crime in America and how it developed and when it started. And I think most of us, based on The Godfather and whatever else we've seen in the media, kind of assume that this is all an East Coast, New York kind of thing. But apparently, assuming that this is relatively accurate, which I think it's striving to be, I think this is trying to be a rather comprehensive overview of the mafia in America. All it's done was kind of 1970s video production value, so it's not really slick. But started in New Orleans. New Orleans is where the mafia originally got its start, and they are kind of intimating in this series that it got its start basically out of racial prejudice, that people didn't trust Italian Americans, also known as Dagos, and they would discriminate against them and indeed kill them. And so the Italians fought back and organized and decided to, we're going to have our own slice of America. If you're going to persecute us, we're going to come back. Similar, I guess, you'd think to like the Ku Klux Klan or any other anti-government organization. which bands together to protect a certain group. Okay, so this is actually turning out to be a bit of a surprising video. Like I say, the production's not that good, but what it is, you have a lot of academics and government people philosophizing about the mafia and why it's there and why it does what it does. And near the end here, they're talking about how the fact that certain people and certain groups like wealth and power, and they're giving explanations of this is an American concept, not necessarily a mafia concept. And they're giving examples, one of which is Michael Milken, who's a junk bond guy who made $600 million by screwing people. And the other person they bring up is Donald Trump. And they're saying that basically this guy is dishonest and he will do anything to get ahead. And this has got to be 25, 30 years ago. Wow.